And hello everyone, I think that I'm live, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm just gonna double check. Yes, I'm definitely live. Okay, that's great. So welcome everyone who already joined the stream. As you can see from the title, today we're gonna have a small Q&A session, and then we're gonna play Title Tuesday. So as if you're following me on my socials, I did like some I made some posts asking for questions to ask, because there have been quite some people that have been asking to have some sort of Q&A because they have a few questions, and yeah, so here we are. So I can already see many of you in the chat. Welcome to everyone. I see many people who are also in my Discord server. So in case you've missed that, I recently published or set up my own Discord server where, yeah, we share lots of things there, game analysis, different chess puzzles, daily chess puzzles. So yeah, that's it. Definitely check it out if you're a regular Discord user. Any updates on your upcoming Chessable course? I can already see one comment. I love the Nimzo, but struggle to learn the Ragozin and to a lesser extent the Catalan. For now, I've switched to the Grunfeld. So my course should, I know I've been saying that for quite a long time, but it should drop in the next, I will finish it in the next couple of weeks. But until everything is recorded and until Chessable does everything on their end, in the end, that will not be up to me because, of course, they will have to do a lot of editing and stuff. So for sure, it's still going to be a couple of months for that. Armin, welcome to the chat. Love to see some Austrians here as well. Sound is ideal. Great to hear. Hi, everyone. I see quite some people joining from India. It's quite late there, so thank you for joining, even though I think it should be around 2:30 there currently. Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. Yeah, so I feel honored that you joined the stream, even though it's so late for you guys. Is it always good for chess to have more viewers and players? What if they have toxic behavior, unhealthy approach to the game, and increased cheating? I mean, I guess it's always good to have more viewers. To have more players, I guess, as you said, it depends on the players. But I mean, I see it only as a good thing if there are more chess players. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Let me just briefly adjust the camera a little bit. I think it would be a bit better. Hang on 1 second. That might be a little bit better. All right. Greetings from Switzerland. Greetings back from Vienna. So I'm back, everyone, in Vienna. I was in Weichensee for the Tata Steel tournament, as some of you might have seen. And yeah, now I just got back yesterday night, and immediately, of course, wanted to have a stream. That's how it is. All right, so I think we can start with with some of the questions you guys have asked me on Discord, and of course as well on YouTube, because I did make a post where I asked for them. So let's just go over them. One person is asking. I cannot pronounce all of the usernames because some of them are quite complicated, but yeah, I'm just gonna say the questions. Hello from New York City. That's great. So I see many people joining from all over the world. Hello back from Vienna, Austria. I've been to New York City, by the way, recently. If some of you might have seen that, really enjoyed my time there. So yeah, it's great to see many people joining internationally. So the first question was, who's your favorite chess player, past or present, and why? That's actually, for me, that's quite a hard question to answer, because there are just so many people that I really enjoy seeing playing. I have to shout out one player in specific because I've always really admired his style, which is Michael Adams from England. Actually, not the first person you would, I guess, think of if you ask someone who is their favorite player. But I just really loved his style of being like very positional and very strategic player. So I really liked. And even now today, Michael Adams is like, I think 56 years old or 55, and he still plays on such a high level. So I have huge respect for him. But of course, I grew up with Magnus being like world champion and the top player for all the time. So of course he was also always someone who I looked up to immensely when it comes to strength in chess, because simply he's kind of an all-rounder. He knows how to play any single position. I can also see some questions in the chat here. Would you be interested on producing a course for a website other than Chessable? Yeah, I mean, I also did the course on the Ready for White, for ChessBase, in fact. So I don't really have that many preferences when it comes to that. I just think it's important that the authors get paid a fair amount, because it's simply, if you're an author, you put in a lot of work. So I just choose wisely when it comes to that. But from all the publishers I have experience with, they've all been good. That includes, of course, Chessable and ChessBase, of course, also Chessamy, who I've made a course in German as well. I can see one VIP patron in the chat, Raik. It's great to see you here. Great that you're joining in the live stream. So yeah, I see another question. What do you remember from your early chess days when you went from 1900 FIDE to around candidate master 2200 strength? I'm asking because I'm 2000 and I'm aspiring to become a candidate master. Well, that's been a while for me. I think when I was like 12 years old, I was around 1900, 2000. And what really helped me, what then gave me this jump from being a 1900, 2000 player to becoming a FIDE master in a matter of months, was actually reading a certain book series by Arthur Yusupov called Tigersprung. It's a German one, but I'm quite sure there are some sort of translations out there. So I think just finding the right study material and then just going through with it is just very helpful. For me, that's always proven to be books, because I think if you study with books and if you read books, you're actually focusing on what you're absorbing. And for example, if you're watching videos or stuff like that, you're not always fully focused. But if you're reading a book, then you have to focus to even get the information in. So that's why I always really liked learning from books. Greetings from Germany. What's your favorite phase of the game between opening, middle game, and end game? I mean, I really like the opening, of course, because there kind of you can show your homework, which you can do at home. And other than that, I really like the end game. I always really enjoyed playing without queens on the board, and I think that's also one of my strengths. So yeah, let's continue with some questions from YouTube. Let's see what else is there. So who's your favorite chess player? That was the question. And then somebody guy, a user who also joined my Discord server. Have to point that out. A few questions. So five questions. Let's go through them. Who is your most active viewer? I didn't check that. Maybe you are somebody guy, because I very often see you commenting and following my videos. So definitely thanks for that. What next things will you do on milestones? So I guess that means like, what are my next goals? When it comes to chess, I would say that it's to reach 2600, but I didn't really set a time where I want to reach that. Currently, I'm just focusing on content creation, because I really enjoy doing that, and on coaching. and yeah, we'll just see how my own chess career will develop. And yeah, as I said, for now, it's more important for me to give my knowledge to others. Who did you root for? So that's the next question. Who did you root for, Prag or Gukesh? Hard to say. I mean, both are just so talented and also really likable guys. Like both of them are always very polite and yeah, just very likable people. I guess I would say Prag because simply he's been kind of undervalued maybe since last year. Well, he has played in the candidates, but he didn't win them. And yeah, simply Gukesh has had a better year last year than Prag. But I still think that Prag is certainly not a worse player than Gukesh. Like winning the World Championship has so many different factors, and I think they are kind of, you could say, have a very, very similar strength. So I really liked seeing Prag winning the Tata Steel Masters because, as we all saw, that he just put in a lot of work and he is just working like an animal. So it's really nice to see him win the trophy, which he absolutely deserved. What gift ideas do you suggest for a chess player? That's a really nice question. I guess since I'm a really big book lover, I would really appreciate like some gift code for ordering like some not an Amazon gift card, but some sort of gift card for maybe like a chess publisher, book publisher. I don't even know if they give out these gift cards, but maybe just a chess book, like some chess book which is universally regarded as to be a great one. I can give you a couple of suggestions already. First one, I think I already mentioned that in another video, is the Anand Files by Michel Albern from Belgium. That was a really good one. And yeah, Tigersprung, of course. I mean, all of Artur Yusupov's books and Dvoretsky's books are really good for improvement overall. And yeah, also Modern Chess with many great books. Yeah, it's hard to say. Maybe I'll do another opening, another book recommendation video separately. Okay, so last question from somebody guy is, which is your favorite country? Of course, living in Austria, I really like it here, so gotta pick my own country there. All right, so next question. Do you think that Nepomniachtchi should have obtained the title directly since he won the candidates and the champion did not want to defend it instead of playing a match against the runner-up? Yeah, that's quite quite a tricky question because I really don't have an answer for that. I mean, I do feel quite, I would say, sorry for Nepo for that, because I do think that it's somewhat unfair since he won the candidates and then he plays against someone who didn't win the candidates, which is just unprecedented and a little bit strange. But I mean, I guess for all of us, it was better to see a World Championship match and then just Nepo to be crowned a world champion through winning the candidates. And to be fair, Nepomniachtchi had many chances in the world championship match as well. So yeah, I just have to say it is very unfair to Nepo because he won the candidates fair and square. But yeah, still hard to answer that question. Next question, how do you study openings? What about preparation against other players? Well, nowadays, ChessBase is basically all you need for studying openings. You just open the software, then you have the online database. You see what strong players are playing, and you can follow them. Also, what's really helpful for elite preparation is to have a correspondence database where you see what correspondence players are playing, which is basically nowadays how engines are playing on a very high depth. And of course, to analyze with strong engines on your own. But I would only really recommend that if you've already reached a certain level, like FIDE Master, maybe even International Master, because, well, first of all, you really need to understand openings and all of the structures. And only then I think it makes sense to analyze them with an engine. Yeah, that's just my opinion. And I think also for myself, I only really seriously started analyzing openings when I became an international master. Before that, I would say the most important thing is to focus more on middle game and tactics and so on. And next question by Angelic Visteria: who are your biggest chess inspiration and your favorite tournament? Chess inspirations, I already kind of had it before. Of course, Magnus is one of them. Also, Michael Adams, which I pointed out before as well, is one of my favorite players as well. And I also always really admired Simon Atgestein, Magnus's, I think, first coach or one of his first coaches, just because he led and is still living such a successful life, both in chess and outside of chess. Like, for those of you who don't know, Simon Atgestein from Norway, I think one of Norway's first grandmasters, maybe even the first one. And he won the Norwegian championship like a dozen of times. And apart from being a chess grandmaster and elite player, he was also a professional soccer player. So I think that's kind of the it's just really admirable to have to excel both in a mental sport like chess and in a physical sport. So I've always really admired Simon Atgestein for that as well. All right, so let's see, where is the next question? Did you go to university? Did you ever consider other career prospects or regret going professional in chess with the lack of financial stability you mentioned before? I did not go to university. I'm still only 22 years old. I finished school when I was 18, and I'm self-employed since then. And I had a couple of offers for scholarships, which I was very happy to receive, but simply I decided to stay in Austria also because I just want to spend as much time with my family and loved ones as long as I can, as sad as that sounds, but simply that's the way it is. And I really like living in Austria as well, and I want to still make it work with chess through coaching, content creation, because I just really love chess overall. So I guess I can always start studying at some point, at least if I'm under 30. But yeah, not yet. That's all what I want to say. All right, I see. Is this how I found out Simon Atgestein played football? Yeah, I guess so. I think there are a couple of pictures of him as well, which you can see on the internet. I think he was even in the Norwegian national soccer team. So definitely check it out. It's really an incredible story. Peter, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here as well. All right. Next interesting question. How do you recover from failure, both while the tournament is going and when it has ended? Whenever you are playing a very important game, let's say you would become champion, or in past you would score a norm, how do you manage the tension? Greetings. I'm just getting caught up a little bit. Greetings from Azerbaijan. I enjoy YouTube videos. Thank you very much. Greetings back. And thank you for following my videos. I really appreciate it. So back to the question, how do you recover from failure? Well, I have to say, quite honestly, when I was younger, I didn't really manage to handle it quite well. I mean, I was always quite emotional after losses. But I guess when I was approaching the age of like 16 or 17, I became more mature and just realized that the chess is only a game basically, and there are also other important things in life, and that's also kind of my way of handling it now as well. So simply there are more important things in life as well, like family, health, and so on, and to just focus on them and being grateful for them. And that's, I guess, how I handle it now. And also just getting your mind off of things as well, like with physical exercise and stuff like that helps as well. All right. All right, let's go to the next question. A rather specific one. All right, that's an opening question. I think that will be a bit too much, like a long line in the opening, which like 10 move line. Maybe I'll get back to that later on. Yeah, I saw that Raik posted a question on my YouTube. 3 questions actually, and they were all very interesting. Do you have a favorite Endgame study? Mine is by a great Austrian composer, by the way. Okay, I would be really interested to hear which composer that is. Well, I have many like favorite Endgame studies. I think that Richard Reti is probably one of my favorite composers. So yeah, definitely really enjoy his studies always. But definitely like all of the older ones, I think are quite cool, like from the past century. Next question by Raik. Who is your favorite live commentator or maybe commentator duo? I always really loved hearing or listening to Peter Lecco. That was kind of always my favorite commentator to listen to. Peter Lecco, an absolute legend, and on top of that, a really, really nice person in general and really warm person, who I had the big honor and pleasure to spend some time in Weikantsee as well, since he was there for Vincent Keimer as a second. So yeah, big fan of Peter Lecco. And I mean, I guess with commentator duo, I guess you could say maybe Peter and Peter, so Lecco and Svidler. I'm not sure if they actually commented together. I guess at some point they did. I mean, when I was a bit younger, I was always tuning into to Svidler with what is it? Svidler with Gustafsson, of course. Svidler with Gustafsson was also always a fantastic duo. That was really great. Unfortunately, they're not doing any commentary anymore, since nowadays I guess the commentary is just more focused on like beginner-friendly explanations. So yeah, I really loved them. So yeah, third question by Raik. David Navarra did well in night odds games against Lila Zero. Have you ever tried this? If not, what do you think would be a result out of 10 games? Don't have the proof. Yeah, I have no idea actually. I'm not sure what was Navarra's score in that match. I mean, if I would have to take a guess, I guess, let me think. Maybe I'd score like, so with night odds against Lila Zero, I guess I would score at least 50%. I don't know if that's a reasonable guess, but maybe I'll try it out someday. I see, Raik. Yeah, Votava. Yeah, Votava was a fantastic composer. Absolutely agree. Many fantastic studies by him. By the way, also, if some of you are study fans as well, there have been quite a few very cool study books that came out recently. One of them is by Oleg Pervakov. He had already one book together with the late Mark Dvoretsky, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years back. And I think last year his new book, like the second edition, came out. So fantastic studies in there. I think it's called Studies for Practical Players by Oleg Pervakov. Definitely check it out. A really great book. And there was also one book which I recently bought. Actually, two books, two Endgame study books. The first one was, I don't even know who was the publisher, but it's kind of, the topic is that it's the top studies out of the past 100 years. So maybe it's somehow published by FIDE due to their celebration of the 100-year FIDE anniversary, basically. So they have like the best I mean, the best, it's kind of subjective, but the best study per year. So you have, starting from 1924, every year you have one study, which is a very cool concept, and there are many nice studies in there as well. And there was another book by Jan Timman, I think, who also went through the classics. Very nice and kind of a clean format, the whole book. So yeah, I kind of drifted off here. Just a couple of more book recommendations here. I see someone is asking in the chat, you said earlier that you went from 1900 to FIDE Master in months. I think you are a super talent. Well, maybe I was back then, but yeah, I mean, I was also, at that time, I was already like 12 or 13. Maybe I was 13 even. So that's not really impressive, I would say. Yeah, at least nowadays. But thank you for the compliment. That's very nice of you. Peter is asking, studies, are they more or less helpful than puzzles for the improvement? Well, I think they are. I think they are very, very helpful, actually, because, well, studies tend to be quite complicated and you need to calculate a lot. And it's basically the perfect calculation exercise. And on top of that, usually studies have like a very beautiful finish. So that kind of gives you even more motivation to solve them. So I always really enjoyed solving studies, and I think it's very helpful for improvement as well. Angel is asking, also, do you think that I can easily read chess books on a tablet iPad? Physical books are not very convenient for me. Yeah, I get that. Honestly, I'm not sure if there are any books. I guess there must be some books for Kindle. But tablet and iPad, I can give you one recommendation, one tip, Angel. And it's an app called Forward Chess. So I'm sure that it is on PlayChess. I'm not sure if it is on the App Store, but you meant Kindle. All right, you meant Kindle. Well, I would have to check which books are available there. But really, if you are looking for something on a mobile device, definitely check out the Forward Chess app. That's really cool. You can purchase most of chess books there and then go through them on your phone, basically, with a very nice interface. You have to purchase the books, of course. I think they are cheaper to buy them there, but it's especially convenient for opening books because you can just browse through them. And I think there's even the text there. I think that's quite a helpful one. And I know many very strong grandmasters who also use that and find it very helpful. All right, you meant Kindle or tablet. Well, I guess you would have to check, but it's a great question. If you find out, definitely let me know. I would be interested to know how it is with Kindle. I guess there are not that many books available there, but probably some of them are. That would be my guess. All right, I see many questions in the chat. How influential is Wilhelm Steinitz in Vienna today? Not at all. I think if you ask a random person on the street who is Wilhelm Steinitz, well, my guess would be maybe 1 out of 500 would know the name. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but yeah, not really that much of a name anymore. Yeah, unfortunately, let's put it like that. How did you start working with Hare Krishna? Did he approach you? So yeah, how that started. Hare Krishna was working before with Austrian Grandmaster and #1 Markus Raga, and have been very good friends with Markus for quite some time. And well, Markus had some other arrangements, so they stopped working at some point. And yeah, somehow Hari asked Markus if you know someone that knows his openings, basically, and Markus was nice enough to name me. And yeah, that's how it all started, basically. So that's also how usually things like this works in the seconding business, if you may. That it usually works through recommendations, basically, and on the basis of knowing people. So yeah, that's how it is. All right. What books do you recommend? Well, we've been over that before. A couple of them I named. Anand Files are one of my favorites, and is one of my favorites, and a couple of Endgame study books I've also mentioned before. Hi, Linda. It's great to see you in the chat. Peter is asking, how was IJmuiden? When I was in Weichensee, I was also with, maybe let's pull it up like that. So let's, give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up something just for you to see it. I'm going to give you a little tour of when I was in Weichensee, since I got the question. All right, so I hope you can see it now. All right. So just to give you like a geographical lesson, I guess, if you want to call it like that. But since someone asked in the chat, how was IJmuiden? I have to point it out on the map. So as you can see it here, this is Weichensee. This is where I was in the Netherlands. So let's just drop a pin here so that you can see it. Yeah, so that's where I was. And so here in the Netherlands, I know that I'm completely going off topic now, but I'm just a geographical nerd, so I just want to show you all. So this is Weichensee. This is the place where we were. And as you can see, there's basically nothing here. I mean, there are a couple of restaurants, a couple of hotels, very nice, cute town. But basically the biggest city next to it is Beverwijk, where we also went a couple of times. And there is this place here called IJmuiden, which is actually the most industry-based city I've ever went to. But it was still a quite interesting experience because, well, the Tata Steel tournament is sponsored by the Tata Steel company, and this company is actually based right here. So on this canal here, this is where all of the factories are, and I guess that, I don't know the percentage-wise, but I assume that many people who live in IJmuiden also work in this place. So it was just an interesting experience. To be there, since most of the city is just purely focused on this industry of producing steel. But I was there at some fish restaurant. I'm not sure where it was, honestly. But I was at some very, very nice fish restaurant. I went there on a free day. I think it must be somewhere here. Yeah, must be somewhere here. But anyway, I think that was a bit of a drift off. So let's get back to some more chess-related questions. All right, so let's see. Do you like the Woodpecker Method book? I have not read it yet, but I'm always getting ads promo about it. I also haven't fully read it, but I had a chess coach who showed me some material from that book, and it seemed pretty good. And overall, the whole purpose of the book seems quite beneficial to me. So I think it's a great book overall. Definitely can recommend it, even though I haven't fully read it myself. Have to put a disclaimer on that. Harry, great to see you in the chat. Great job on being a second for Harry in Tata, as his opening prep in a lot of the games was great. Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of work, but I'm really happy that my work wasn't for nothing, and he could use some of my preparation, and it turned out to be a pretty good tournament. Do you find online opening courses useful at your level? Yeah, to some extent, but not really to study them, but only kind of to see what they recommend so that I know what other people will study. So if I play someone, I know that he might have that information which is in the course. Like I in most cases, I don't just play what is being recommended in the course. I do my own homework. But I just like to check them to see what is already public knowledge. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that's a good thing to do. Hey mate, watching you from Australia. Wow, that's really cool. What's the time there, man? Isn't it like super late? I see another question. Did you visit other cities in the Netherlands on the rest days? Netherlands is not that big. Yeah, it's not. I could have gone to Amsterdam. It would only be like a 1 hour public transfer commute, I think. But I only went to Beverwijk and to IJmuiden because simply, I mean, there were 3 rest days, and yeah, it's also, I was honestly quite tired on the rest days, and I just went for some walks on the beach. I was chilling in my room. I was working out in the gym. So yeah, that's basically it. In Australia, it's already 8:37 a.m. in the morning. Okay, then it's okay. So for you, it's already morning. For me, it's night. All right, that's interesting. Greg is asking, have you ever played Ivanchuk, and what is your thoughts on his meltdown in the recent Blitz tournament? Yeah, I have played Ivanchuk. In fact, I've played him 2 times. And the first time I played him was last year in the Sharjah Masters. I made a separate video for that, actually. One of my first videos on the channel. And yeah, that was a story on its own because we played a very good game. And in the end, in an equal position, Ivanchuk lost on time, and he was also very upset, of course. So yeah, that was our first game, and the second one was in the very recent European Championship where we made a draw. So yeah, and about his meltdown in the recent Blitz tournament, yeah, I was also there. I even heard him, like I heard some sounds, and I already like some crying sounds and screaming sounds, I think even. And I kind of already had the feeling that probably it's Ivanchuk, and of course it's it's quite sad to see that. Yeah, it just moves him emotionally so much. Yeah, nothing else to add, I think. Welcome to the chat, Paul. Great to see you. And yeah, Harry is asking another question. What did you think of Tata Steel in terms of opening preparation played by players? Example, Norbreak's A4 in the French. Yeah, opening preparation has been very interesting overall. I think there have been quite some very cool ideas, especially Max Warmerdam's idea against Hare Krishna himself. I think that was a really good one. But yeah, many interesting ideas overall. Simply because in such a tournament, everyone is booked up to the maximum, since it's such a prestigious and serious tournament. Speaking of gyms, they must be packed at big tournaments like the World Cup. Well, I mean, to be quite frank, chess players are not really the types of persons who frequently visit the gym. So yeah, I wouldn't say that the gyms are so packed at chess tournaments, which is a good thing for me because then I have more space for my own. But yeah, I'm just being realistic. When are you doing the next commentary for Lichess? Yeah, I would like to ask the same to Lichess. Maybe I'll reach out soon. I don't think there are many official tournaments in the next times. Honestly, at least I cannot think of. I haven't gotten to the question yet, Paul. Yeah. So when am I covering anything next for Lichess? Well, first of all, I hope that I can cover anything for Lichess if they're happy with my recent coverages. But yeah, I would be very happy to comment again for them. I think Lichess is fantastic, and I always really enjoyed commenting for them. So yeah, I guess whenever the next big official tournament is coming up, I might have some news then. Which game was the most heartbreaking one for you as a second? Well, I don't think it was actually in Tata Steel here. Well, in Tata Steel, I think Hari overall had pretty good games, and he lost 2 of them against Prague. Well, I think he lost 2 of them. Well, he lost against Prague, and I'm not so sure who else he lost to. No, I forgot. Well, but anyway, in Weichensee, I was yeah, I think both of us were not heartbroken at any point. But there have been, of course, some tournaments before that where he suffered some really tough losses. So yeah. Felix, when is your next over-the-board classical tournament? It is the European Championship, so the tournament. That's the next one. By the way, Title Tuesday is starting in 18 minutes, so gotta get ready for that pretty soon. We're gonna host the ECU of Rapid and Blitz next year. I would love to see you here. We have pastel de nata. You should really consider coming for the food. So it must be in Portugal then. I didn't know that. Well, I guess it is in Portugal, right? I don't know any other country that has pastel de nata as their like that has them basically. So that's great news. I didn't expect it at all to be in Portugal. Yeah, that's cool because actually there are not many. There haven't been many tournaments in Portugal, at least like official European tournaments. So that's really cool. I love Portugal. I was there 2 times already and always had a great time. Oh, it's in Lisbon. That's fantastic. Really looking forward to it. Definitely gonna play in that one. I should really consider coming for the food. Yeah, that's the only thing I'll be coming for sure. No, I was in Lisbon, in fact, a couple of weeks ago, and great city overall. So yeah. Question by Niels: Schnitzel mit oder ohne Marmelade? So in English, Schnitzel with or without. What's marmelade in English? What is it in English? Please help me out. Like jam, yeah, it's sort of jam. I take it with jam. Okay, very important question is answered. So I eat my schnitzel with jam for sure. How do you handle stress for important games? Yeah, I mean nowadays just trying to be relaxed, to also be fit physically. I think that's the most important. Yeah, they never did many things in Portugal, like official European tournaments, which is quite sad. Also in Spain, there was never that much. I think. Would love to see more tournaments there. Both very great countries. Really, always loved going there. Many people are going for jam. All right. Correct answer. Nothing else to add. So I think there were a couple more questions on YouTube. Let me just see. Yeah, there was one great one by Linda. Has your opinion of Magnus changed overall due to the stuff that happened on the Rapid and Blitz? Yeah, it kind of did. Well, honestly, the first thing that happened with the jeans incident, there I kind of I don't know. I guess I was still somewhat on Magnus's side. Even though I was also not a fan that he just made such a big drama out of it, because he could have just changed basically. But what really somewhat changed my way of seeing the things was the thing that happened in the final, that they went for the sharing of the title. I think that's just something I didn't really like to see. And of course now there are also many developments with the freestyle chess association and FIDE. I honestly didn't even follow it the last couple of days, since it's by now it seems like some sort of kindergarten to me. And I guess at some point I'm gonna read into it, but for now I'm just pretty fed up with with how they're doing all of this. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So let's see. How often do you play Fisher Random? If at all, what do you think of it? I've recently got into it more seriously, so that I probably play it half the time online, but still it's not that popular. I mean, when I create a game on Lichess, I usually have to wait a bit for somebody to pick it up, and often is because they made a mistake. So yeah, I made a video recently, a couple of days ago, about freestyle chess, or freestyle chess is such a horrible name, about Fisher Random Chess, please excuse me. And yeah, I also said there I never really played it much myself, to be quite honest. But I do think it's a fun variant. I have absolutely nothing against it, and I definitely want to check it out more closer in the future. But for now, I've never really. I think I never even played a game online of Fisher Random. But I'm definitely gonna check it out, especially since there are now some. Since there are now some more online tournaments, I think this Freestyle Friday is organized by chess.com, which is a cool development. What did you learn from being a second in Tata Steel? I just saw that in the YouTube chat. Well, I mean, I made a lot of new connections, I guess. I got the honor to speak to Peter Lecco, for example, as I said before, and many other interesting people. And yeah, just very nice experiences overall. And of course, I also learned a lot chess-wise, working with Hare Krishna and finding some very cool opening ideas as well. So yeah. Yeah, Fisher Random correct, freestyle incorrect. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. So I'm just checking, since there were some questions as well on the Discord server. So I'm gonna just pull it up. When did Endgame study become very relevant for you? Do you still study the Endgame? Well, actually, when I was already quite young, it became significant, because my first coach already taught us a lot of Endgames, which I'm extremely grateful for. So for me, it's always been very important from the start, basically. And I still do study the Endgame. I mean, I don't really study a lot of Endgame theory anymore, because I guess I know most of it, like certain theoretical positions, like, this is a draw, this is a loss. But there are still so many things to learn, which I just also love about the Endgame. And I guess the thing that comes closest to Endgame study to me is solving Endgame studies. So yeah, I see another question, and then we're gonna jump to actually two more questions, and then I'm gonna jump to Title Tuesday fairly soon, and to the YouTube chat, of course. So Happy Chess is asking, how does a grandmaster like yourself training schedule look like? Well, I mean, I guess I'm not the perfect question to ask that, since I'm not really training professionally for myself at the moment anymore. But I guess nowadays most people study openings, and I guess some of them solve some positions out of books, most likely, or just some material they find online. Book tier list, favorite books. I think before I've said, I've already mentioned a lot of books as well. So last question from Discord. How difficult was the decision to pick chess as your career? If you weren't a chess player, what would you be? Yeah, I've never asked myself that question, actually. I've always had a big love for history, so maybe I would have studied history or geography or went into that field. But yeah, I'm definitely going to think about it, because it's quite an interesting thing to ask yourself, I guess. All right, that was all of the questions. So yeah, I will focus more on the YouTube chat. And I see a couple of questions which still came in. Yeah, sure. You're welcome, Linda. Why do you think nobody's playing the Pirates Check the Fence? Well, please enlighten me. What is the Pirates Check the Fence? I mean, of course I know the Pirates, but Check the Fence. That's yeah. I'm not entirely sure which line that is. My guess would be it's something with d6 knight f6 e5, but yeah, not entirely sure. Yeah, that's a good question. Dapo Duck, when watching the absolute best play, do you ever feel like you are seeing a level of play you may never reach, or do you always think you can get there if you keep improving? Well, if I'm watching the absolute best, without an eval bar, without an evaluation bar, that's important to add. Then it just seems unreachable. At least in most of the games. Of course, everyone sometimes plays games that are not so great. But like if you're speaking by average, then yeah, it's simply not achievable for most people. Could you see yourself playing in Vike next year, or would you rather come back as a second to someone else? Yeah, I could definitely see myself playing in Vike at some point, of course, in the B tournament. It was always kind of my dream to even be there, so I fulfilled that dream already. And yeah, to be playing there would kind of be the next step, I guess. But I would need to improve still quite a lot to get an invitation to that tournament. Do you separate your opening work with Harry from your opening ideas in your own games? Well, I wouldn't say that much. We kind of have an agreement on that. So yeah, Harry, man with nerves of steel, so solid guy. Yeah, that's true. Harry's extremely solid. That's absolutely true. I think in the last year he lost only one game, which is yeah, not easy at all. I am 15 turning 16 this year. I am 1800 rapid, not played FIDE yet. Can I get any FIDE title if I train hard enough? Yeah, for sure. I mean, man, if you're 15 or 16, basically everything is still in front of you. So just keep working hard, and I'm sure you can get a FIDE title. All right. Yeah, I see a lot of questions for improvement overall. So I've already kind of mentioned before, I was always a big fan of studying with books. One book series which has always really helped me was by Arthur Yusupov. Also, Mark Dvoretsky's books are great. Probably the best book recommendation I can give to all of you is Chess Structures by Maurizio Flores. So everyone now get a piece of paper and write it down. Chess Structures by Maurizio Flores. If you read that book, you're really gonna level up your chess. Not a joke. It's actually a fantastic book. Yeah, all of my opening work basically happens in ChessBase. That's just a tool I usually use. Classical chess or fish or random. By the way, I really should get into the tournament. So where are you? Title Tuesday. Huh. All right. I'm in. Let me just adjust it a little bit here. Just getting ready for when the tournament is going to start. Please let me know how the layout is looking. Hope it's good. Okay. And I'm gonna tilt the camera a little bit. All right, I think that looks good. Yeah, so Chess Structures by Maurizio Flores, fantastic book. Just wanted to get that out of here. Have you ever played in Sitges? They have tons of streamers there. No, I haven't. I haven't played that many tournaments in Spain so far. Last year I participated in I think it was in Tenerife, a very nice location. But overall, haven't played that many tournaments in Spain. So yeah, definitely want to go there someday as well. Niels is saying I started 1 year ago and now I'm 1800 FIDE. What do you think I could reach? Well, I guess it depends on your age, but I think you mentioned that you're still quite young. So I mean, definitely FIDE title is possible for sure. There's going to be a follow-up with Flores. Wow, that would be great. I mean, his book was really fantastic. Okay. I think I just got some sound. Yeah, the tournament is about to start in 1 hour, in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, somehow this got lost. All right, now I can see it again. Yeah, Tenerife is really nice. Yeah. Linda, it's e4, d6, d4, knight f6, knight c3, c6, knight f3, queen a5. Yeah, it's that line. Yeah. And what was your question before? Let me see if I find it. Yeah. Why do you think nobody's playing the Pierce check defense? Well, I guess it's not such a great opening, at least objectively speaking, since Black is moving his queen quite early in the game, which, yeah, you're usually not supposed to be doing. That's just how I see it. And I guess how most people see it. All right, I'm gonna throw in some chocolates. So I'm gonna mute myself for 1 second. All right, I am back. And the tournament has started. So I see Raike coming out soon, Chess and Bounces, a guide by Maurizio Flores. Yeah, that's really cool. Really looking forward to the book. I haven't heard it coming out, so yeah, that's great. Looking forward to it. Eating chocolate on stream is mean. Why? Why do you think that? I need energy. I'm competing in a serious event. I need energy. Well, I mean, in this game so far, I didn't need any energy because my opponent hasn't made a move yet. Now he has. All right. So let's play my my course. Let's go for my course. I think that's the move. That's definitely not a move. It is a move, but not a good one, I think. I think you're supposed to play like this. All right. So I've been playing this pretty positionally so far. I think he did make a couple of, maybe not mistakes, but a couple of dubious decisions. I mean, my bishop on b2 is just a monster. So I think this should be pretty good for me. Somehow this looks so right that I'm just gonna go long castle. I don't think he has anything here. I'm just gonna go all in on the king side. Yeah, I think now I'm gonna take that one, and then just double up on the g file. Not so easy, actually. Let's go here. Should be like probably winning for me. Just my bishop on b2 is such a strong piece. Also, this pawn on e4 is now quite weak. h5. So many good options now. Can go g5, but I think I'm just gonna take. So now if he goes knight f6, can't I just take? Ah, rook g7. Yeah, maybe that's not so clear. I think I can do this. Let's just try it. I'm not sure I can, but somehow it feels right. Somehow it feels right. Maybe not. What the hell did I do to my nice position? Oof. That's not what I call a clean win, if it even is a win, but now I think it is. Yeah, and we got the shield. Yeah, I mean, quite a poor game, I have to say. At least the technique was pretty bad. But yeah, still got the win. At least. All right, so let's see what happened here. I mean, I think this knight b8 is just quite a dubious line, as far as I know. And yeah, f3 is correct, bishop d6, knight b5 is also good. And yeah, f4 is fine. Yeah, and this position is just really good for me. Yeah. Computer gives plus 1.8 here. And this was all good, but I don't know where I... Yeah, even... yeah, rook g7 is just the mistake. Bishop takes f6 is winning here. And instead of this, yeah, knight f1, this is maybe a nice move. I'm coming here. That's a nice idea. But okay. That's all right. Magnus is playing. Magnus and Hans are playing. By the way, let's put some music. Playing an international master from Greece. By the way, I hope the sound is good and you can hear me well. Yeah, this b5 line is actually not bad at all. Quite an interesting line. If I can, I'm gonna push c5. Bit worried that he's gonna go a4. Probably gonna go e5. I'm just gonna go e5 myself. To stop him from playing e5. Let's go c5. Oh, wow, I see that I got a super chat. So thank you very much. Super chat for 20 euros. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. So I hope you guys are enjoying the stream so far. And we are already playing Title Tuesday. So this is already the second game. I managed to win the first one. And yeah, now this is the second game. Background music is muffled. All right, I'm gonna check it out a bit later. I'm just gonna turn it off for now, if you don't mind. Just to focus fully on the game. I think my position should be pretty good. I just should avoid this knight from coming to d5. But if I do that, I think quite comfortable. I have the bishop pair, more space. Nothing to complain about. H4. All right, let me take this guy and occupy the D file. This seems very correct to put the knight here. Pawn on B2 is also hanging. All right, somehow I can sense some tactics here. Can I take here? Take here, bishop d3, queen c3. And then the rook and the bishop are hanging, right? What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. So if he takes my knight, I'm gonna take on c3, and then both the bishop on d3 and the rook on a1 are hanging. So rook a7. I missed that move. That's quite annoying. It's actually very annoying. Okay, I gotta play fast. Just a piece down now. But I do have this pawn here, so probably I have some chances for tricks. I completely missed this idea. At least I'm gonna win back the piece. Probably not more than that, but... Am I even gonna win back the piece? Shit. That's not good at all. It's still not so easy for him. Am I gonna take the draw? Ah, he's not gonna take the draw. Okay. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, no, he's gonna take. Ah, he could even go knight b1. Oh, so lucky. That was so lucky. I won on time. Ah, it's even a draw here. Wow. That was really lucky. That was really lucky. Yeah, opening was fine. I think, yeah, here, I mean, I'm much better, a little bit better. But knight d3 is a mistake, yeah? b3 is working. I just missed rook a7. Totally missed it. And now I'm just a piece down, but yeah, king f8 I have to go. Because after king f8, if he does the same with bishop a2, now I can promote. And now there is no back rank checkmate with the king on h8. Yeah, and here it's lost, but this was a nice try to put the bishop here and then to go e4. I think that was a good try. And yeah, he shouldn't take, but it's not easy for him to make progress. Not easy at all. Rook c8 only move, and here apparently it's a draw. I guess he has to take here and yeah, at some point he has to give the knight, and then it's just a draw. What a close call. Quite a close call it was. All right, I'm gonna try having some background music again. Please let me know how it will be now. Yeah, win is a win. That's true. Oh, I'm playing blue bomb. That's gonna be hard. That's gonna be quite tough. All right. Let's give him our best. I actually checked this line in vacancy. H6 was one of the moves, but also C5 was another move. Now I think I wanted this move. I never really liked those positions, but usually they were right for black if I'm in time to get c5. Let's take here. Let's go here. I think he cannot take because I can just go rook c8 and pin him. Yeah, he is gonna go for b4, yeah? That's always the question. But probably it's good here, yeah? Yeah, I'm gonna be in some trouble here. Like, if he can consolidate everything, which I think he can, then I'm just strategically busted, basically. But he has the weakness on b4, so I'm gonna try to play on that as best as I can. Let's put the queen here to attack the pawn on c5, on b4. I think he still cannot take because of rook c8. It's kind of what I'm betting on. Knight e5 is also very unpleasant if he goes for that. I think I have to take, even though it's extremely ugly. Yeah, this is ugly. This is quite ugly for me, but maybe not so bad, yeah. I mean, the pawn on b4 is a weakness after all. But I'm gonna have to speed up. Ah, wait. So if I take, he takes back. I cannot take with the queen because I have back rank issues. And if I take with the rook... Ah. Oh, that's a problem. I have to try something. I'm lost for sure here, but he can take on b7, queen b7, and then just queen c5. Or throw in rook d8 first. Yeah, rook d8, king h7, queen d3, g6. And then rook d7. It's probably over, huh? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, tough game, yeah. He really outplayed me. So I know that this h6 is a move, but c6 is probably not the right continuation. Yeah, I think rook e8 is one move. So basically what black is doing here is just playing like a waiting game. Black wants white to move the bishop, and whenever he moves the bishop, then I'm gonna take and push c5. And then he kind of lost the tempo. So I had, after c5, I also analyzed this move, c5. But h6 is also kind of like a waiting move, and he continues the waiting with a3. So if I'm gonna take, he's gonna have a better version because he has a3 already. But I think I should go rook e8 here. I think that's better. When c6, yeah, this is also probably alright, but I should continue somewhat differently at some point. Yeah, I shouldn't allow b4, that's the main thing. I mean, b4 was very strong, and after that it's just quite bad for me. That's why I should push b4 right away, apparently. Take, and then it seems like I'm alright. Okay, that's good to know. After b4, yeah. I don't know if I had any like real chance. It's just very unpleasant. I can go... Ah, I have this move. And now he has problems with the knight on e5. And he probably has to repeat, because otherwise he cannot protect the knight. But yeah, this position obviously is quite sad, and I shouldn't give him the d-file like this. Still not so bad as I thought it would be. If I go rook a8 back here, maybe not so bad after all. Some drawing chances for sure. Yeah, because here after rook a8 he can already plant the rook on d6. I thought this is just horrible. But c5 of course is immediately losing because of this idea, and rook d7. Okay, good game by him. Oh, I got another super chat by Gary McGowan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. You know, it's always just I just have to say it, like it was always kind of since I started making content, it's always been kind of a dream, like of mine to even have the option to or even to think about making a living from it. And since it's kind of getting more and more realistic now, yeah, it's just really a great feeling for me. So thank you to all of you who are supporting me with super chats and without. I'm just super grateful for all of you who are tuning in and are supporting me. So thank you to all of you, and especially thank you to Gary now. I really appreciate it. If you win this, it's proof Austria is the best German-speaking country. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't, didn't manage that, and it seems like Germany is still prevailing in chess over Austria. Even though I have to add that Austria actually won in the Olympiad 2022 in India. We won a thrilling match against Germany. 2.5, 1.5, where I managed to score a win against Nisipiano. And yeah, so that was very memorable, and yeah, something that doesn't happen very often, that Austria beats Germany in sports. All right, so next game is starting. Let's go for knight f3. All right, let's stick to my course. Let's go here. And I'm gonna go for that endgame here. Always really liked going for that endgame. So there is one very nice plan here, which I hope I'll be able to show, and it's this one. I learned that some time ago, and it always sticked with me. So the point is now I'll bring this knight to c2. Hopefully I'm in time for all of that, but I think I am. And now I'm gonna push b4. Now I'm gonna put the bishop to d4. This nice square. And then if I can, wow, he exchanges. I'm even gonna take that because I'm just so happy about it. Not even gonna make him take. Maybe he's gonna regret and go back. Because I'm really happy to trade this bishop. Because now he's stuck with this bad bishop here. And this knight is gonna go to c5. And then all of his pawns are quite weak. And in fact, I have these doubled pawns here, which may seem weak at first, but I do have this very nice outpost on c5 now. I really love this position. Want to prepare f4. Without allowing knight g4. That's why I went h3. Guess I can go f4 now. And now it's always the question, do I want to go f5 or not? I think I don't, because then many of my squares will become weak. So I'm just going to go g4 to stop him from, I don't know, going knight f5 perhaps, to trade off my beautiful knight on d4. Yeah, so he goes here, and I think And I could also push e4, but I think I'm just gonna put this knight here. Let's go king f2. Yeah, he goes for this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take here and then go knight c5. I guess he's gonna take, otherwise pawn on b7 will drop. And probably the position is very balanced here. Yeah, probably it is quite equal, but I have some hopes that these pawns are all on light squares, so maybe if I can bring the bishop in at some point. But how am I gonna proceed? I think I should bring the king over. Yeah, just a super boring endgame, honestly. But that's kind of what I enjoy most. Just gonna bring the king here, perhaps. Yeah, he goes g5, which is probably the right call. Don't really like going f5, but at least I'm somewhat restricting the bishop on f7. Yeah, I honestly don't see how I can make any progress here. Perhaps pushing h4. But if he pushes h5 himself first... Ah, he goes b6. Quite happy to see that, honestly. Just gonna hint on playing h4. I don't think, like, if he takes, I'm gonna take back, and I think my king is pretty active there. Not in any danger. Yeah, so he takes here. If he takes on h4, I'm just gonna go back to h1. I think I have some pressure here, at least on the clock. Yeah, this looks quite passive for him. Even though it's still not easy for me to break through, I guess. But it's gonna be quite unpleasant for him. Alright, so how do I do it? I'm just gonna wait a little bit. At some point I'm gonna push e4. Let's try to do it here. I won on time, okay. Yeah, it's still quite unpleasant for him. Because the pawn on c6 is weak, pawn on h6 is weak. Even this was not the best way. Apparently d takes e4 is much stronger. And then to push e5, which does make a lot of sense. Yeah, this pawn is also dropping, so this would be stronger. But overall, I'm quite happy with this game. I mean, it was quite instructive, I think. Also, c takes d5 is definitely an option, but then also my knight will come to d4, like rook c1, knight d4, and also then at some point b4, b5 becomes an option. And I see that Gary also became a supporter. So Gary is, yeah. Thank you so much, Gary. You're really crushing it today. So thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. And you're saying, I thought maybe instead of h3, bishop h3 for activity. So let's check that out. So that was here probably. Yeah, bishop h3 is also a very interesting suggestion. Because the bishop will be quite active here, and also you're having an eye on those squares. Yeah, bishop h3 is also quite interesting. And in fact, a better move than h3. And now I'm even quite shocked to see that b5 here is immediately winning on the spot. Because he cannot take, because the rook on 8 is hanging. And he also cannot take like this, because then I will just have this huge center. So I totally missed that idea. And after that it became kind of boring. As I said, I think I have some small pressure in this endgame, but not so much. But at some point, yeah, it became quite unpleasant. So overall, quite happy with this game. Yeah, this knight c2 plan is really nice. I learned that many years ago, and since then it has stuck with me, because you can always reach those positions with the ready, and these endgames are just very nice to handle for white once you understand these ideas. Yeah, bishop on g2 doesn't seem to be much in the game. In most cases, yes, unless the position opens up, as we saw with the idea of b5. Wow, Markus just won against Hans Niemann. That's great. Markus Raga, by the way, is also currently streaming in German, so definitely also follow him along. He streams, I think, even once a week, the Title Tuesday. Of course, in German. I have to disclaim that. But yeah, very, very nice person, dear friend of mine. So definitely show him some love. He's streaming on Twitch, just so you guys know. But yeah, great to see that he beats Niemann. Very happy for him. Yeah, Gary, you're saying you've been playing the English and ready for many years. Then I guess this idea with queen b3, bishop e3 is definitely something to add, because I think it's quite venomous, honestly. Not easy at all for black to handle. I'm just seeing, is the layout alright, guys, or can I improve it a little bit? I'm just looking if I can make it a bit better or a bit bigger, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's a bit bigger. What's my best ranking I got in Title Tuesday? Honestly, I never really counted, because I have never really had any great results in Title Tuesday. Maybe I was in the top 50 at some point, but nowadays it's simply so tough to even get into the top 50, because simply everyone is so strong, and everyone is also playing a lot of online blitz, which I'm not really doing that much. So it's quite tough to compete with them. Greetings from Germany, greetings back from Vienna. Any advices so I can surpass 2100 rating? Books, my friend, books. I will say that every time now, because I'm simply a big fan of books. So books have helped me a lot with improvement. I would argue even more than getting coaching. Reading and studying books on your own, I think, is a better way in most cases, and also a more affordable way to improve your chess. Did you go to any vocational school? They have one for chess in Norway. Yeah, I did in fact go to a sports school in Vienna, where I was actually the only chess player there. I might have been one of the first. One friend of mine was in the same school before that, a chess player as well. But I was one of the first next to him to be a chess player in a sports school, because mostly, like if you think of a sports school, I mean, in my class there were basketball players, soccer players, handball players, like all of the regular sports. And yeah, I was the only chess player in the whole school, which it was quite funny also for many of them. But it was nice because I got more time off for tournaments under one condition, which was that I also complete all of the tasks for school in a good way. So that was kind of the condition. Yeah, what books you can go for? I've already said before, but I really can recommend Chess Structures by Maurizio Flores. Fantastic book. Gary, you're saying I played it initially in the beginning against GM Sandipan back around 2005. Sadly, I got up a weak pawn but gave it up for an easy draw. Grandmaster Shirov saw me later and said he would have pushed him. Yeah, so I guess it was a successful opening phase then. Hello, do grandmasters get more women than normal chess players? Well, I don't know. I guess being a grandmaster is impressive to some people, but I've always found it more impressive to have a good personality than to have a grandmaster title. I guess most people agree on that, but yeah, Valentin Tagnev went to the same school as me. He is 3 years older than me. He went to the same school as me, but only for I think 2 years, and then he went on to study on his own, basically. And I don't know how it's called, but to have like independent schooling, basically. So you study on your own, and you have to take the exams in some sort. So vocational schools, sports schools are seen negatively here. I guess you're referring to Portugal. That's interesting. Haven't heard anything negative in Austria or in any other country, to be honest, about it. So that's surprising. Yeah, I think it is possible to reach grandmaster level with no coach, but it's much harder. Also, like, I mean, is it no coach if you're looking at courses and so on? I guess technically it's yeah. I guess technically it's not a coach, but still you're getting a lot of help from books and so on. So, but I guess it's possible nowadays. So Gary, you played in the Edmonton Open. Draw got me another IMGM in the next round. Well, that's nice. Yeah, personality is definitely more important than rating, at least in my opinion. Let's go for this line. Always wanted to try it, just to avoid all of these knight g5s and so on. I think it's quite an interesting way. So homeschool, yeah, that's the way. It's homeschool. Yeah, d4 is one of the moves, and knight f6 is a move. Yeah, so there is this knight g5 move here, but it's not so good. Yeah, he goes for this. Hang on a second. Did I mix up something? No, I'm good. This is the line. If he takes here, I'm gonna take here. Black is supposed to be fine here. Do you think starting chess seriously at 18 is too late to become a title player? I mean, title player, I don't think so. I think there have been quite a few people that started quite late and still achieved titles. So don't think it's impossible. All right, so what am I gonna do here? Don't really like my position, but now he can take and go knight d5. What am I doing? Should have gone c6. It's probably a horrible move, but I'm still gonna try it. Just attack this pawn and then kick out this bishop. Maybe I'm blundering something, but now f6. Now this bishop has to go here, which yeah, I'm quite happy to see. Let's go here. And the bishop on h4 now is quite passive. He goes bishop d5. Let's go here. I don't know if h5 was such a great move because it is weakening the g6 square. Should be fine though. Gonna go here. Just to avoid knight h4. Yeah, now my pawn here is actually quite weak. I think I'm gonna do this just to annoy him a little bit with this pin. And maybe I'm gonna take this one actually. Yeah, now I'm gonna go here. Because now this bishop is not hanging on d6 anymore, if he takes. He can take though and go rook d7, which might be a bit annoying, but... So he goes here. Alright, let's take and go knight e6. If rook d7, I have knight c5. Okay, so he goes here. Let's go here. Knight c5. What are you planning? I think he has to go back to d2, because if rook c7, I have bishop a5. Then the rook is trapped. And if rook d2, actually I can just take here and then take on e4, I think. I think I can be fairly happy here. So it's because normally vocational schools, I think, but take makeup sports is seen as a way out for flunking students. Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends on the type of school, but here at least, like the sports schools are quite demanding as well, or yeah, at least not easy. Go here, have this threat of knight c5. Just gonna win an exchange, right? Maybe even a full rook. No, just an exchange. Like he can go here. Then I'm gonna take. Let's protect. Maybe I should have just given up this pawn. But okay. I just blundered this pawn, completely unnecessary. What the hell am I doing? What a trick. What a trick that was. I have to point this out because this was actually beautiful. He played b5, and if I take, then it's stalemate. That's really tricky. b5, yeah? Unbelievable. Well, thankfully I was able to win that one. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it is still somewhat self-taught if you only use courses and not a coach. But I mean, you cannot simply compare chess improvement with how it is nowadays to how it was back in the day, because yeah, back in the day simply you had to rely on information face to face basically, because there was just no internet and a limited amount of books to study. So it has become way easier, of course. And now I see I'm playing against Andrew Tang, so another quite tough pairing. It's not gonna be easy. I have to be super fast. Even Jan Gustafsson is playing. Wow. So let's go for this boring line. How did I want to do this again? Let's try this move. I think I had something else in mind, but I think I wanted bishop f4. Yeah, bishop f4 was in fact my move, which I already played before, but let's try this. I think this is how the line goes. Knight b3, there's a5, a4. Could also go knight e4. Let's go here. Ah, bishop d5, okay. Let's go here. So Gustafsson is playing, yeah? Incredible. Linda, good night. It was great to have you in the chat. And yeah, thank you for joining in. Yeah, I went to a high school with emphasis on sports, basically. And we had kind of more flexible school times, I would say. Hi, Felix. What are your thoughts on Keimer's consolation match with Prague? You mean now in Weichensee? You mean that game? So he does this. That looks logical. Maybe 94 was better, but... Yeah, so he plays this move. Okay, let's go here. Probably position is balanced, would be my best guess. I'm setting up a small trap. If he takes on c1 and takes on b2, then I have queen a8 with checkmate. But yeah, of course, he doesn't forfeit, and yeah, now it's just an equal position. That is a little bit worrying, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really pay too close attention. Now after queen b2 or queen a2, I'm in some trouble. I guess that was a good move. fe6, queen d7, queen d4. Probably a draw. Yeah, I messed that up. Messed that up. Ah, queen d5, yeah. Yeah, that was unnecessary. I think that should also be a draw, like somewhere. Yeah, immediate perpetual. I was even winning here. Just g4. Unbelievable. King e6, queen g8. Yeah. Also that I even got there. I mean, that's just such a safe position. Did I have any chance to play for an edge somewhere? Knight a4 you could even play. Yeah, so that position is just a draw. Because as I said, he cannot take here because of queen a8. And yeah, that was unnecessary to allow this queen a5 stuff. Just b3, queen a5, a4. Just a complete draw. But I mean, this was good defense at least. And then I had this. And yeah, I mean, I was sensing already that this is a draw. Of course, this is like much more accurate. Because now he has to move the king, and if he moves to g7, now I even take with a check. So yeah, that was quite unnecessary. Yeah, so about Vincent, yeah, I'm also quite happy that he managed to end on a high note. Because Vincent is a very nice guy. I really like him. Gary, you mean in this game, knight e4 instead of knight b3? Yeah, that was also an option, but after knight e4, he can take and take on e4, queen takes e4, knight takes e5. If I have the right position. I also thought that's very comfortable for black. Yeah, if you weren't a chess player, what would you be? I got that question already before, and I wasn't able to fully answer it. Because simply, I don't know. Somehow that never really... Yeah, never really thought about it. Even though there was a certain stage of my life after I finished school when I really asked myself that question. And if I would have to choose something, I would have probably had chosen something like geography or history. But I have no idea what I would have done with that after that. I'm going for this strange line here. But the point is knight f3, now I get bishop g4. And it's actually not so naive. Let's go here. So aggressive. Yeah, so Vincent didn't have a great Tata Steel. Yeah, it was nice that he finished with a very nice game against Prague. That was great to see, and also we got to see the playoff after that. So that was great. Knight b1. Wow. Guess I should castle at some point. Even though g4 is quite a dangerous thing to castle into. I have no idea what I'm gonna do after c3. Maybe just bishop a5. Probably. But then knight d7, knight d7, dc5. So he goes here. Who's gonna win the race? Well, I hope it's gonna be me. Even though I'm becoming more and more skeptical that I'm faster. Because his attack is very fast. Time for some desperation. He goes for this. Maybe that's good too. Yeah, I'm completely busted here. His attack is just way faster. Just trying to keep everything closed, but it's not gonna hold up. It's not gonna hold up. I should also start pushing some b5 at some point. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing here. Bishop h6, knight g5, I'm just made it. I'm just losing everything here. everything is winning. I mean, it's just a full rook up. Yeah. Well, pretty bad game from my side. My opponent played pretty well, at least after a certain point. I mean, c4 is just way too slow. Should have done something something normal, like taking on d4, something like that. Pretty disappointing. Also, I was wondering if I can take here. Yeah, I mean, that's also possible, but yeah, the position is just equal. But I mean, short castling is just such a bad move here, because I'm always in the threat of being mated here. Like, just go c6 and then maybe even castle queenside. That's a way better approach. Yeah. Germany versus Austria, historically accurate outcome. Yeah, especially if you look at the tournament here. I also lost to Blue Bone before. And Jan just beat Magnus. That's quite some news. Yeah, if we're talking about Arjun in Baikanze, he was quite ill during the tournament. So that's just what was wrong. Actually, many players in the tournament were had some sort of flu, so that was kind of the problem there. I'm trying to see how Marcus is doing, but somehow I cannot find him. If any of you guys know how Marcus Haga is doing, definitely let me know. I'm playing against Thomas Power. That's fantastic. Thomas, dear friend of mine from Austria as well. A very talented Rapid and Blitz player, especially, and also one of the best puzzle rush players in the world, in fact. So let's try something like that. I just noticed after rook a7 there's queen b6, then my rook is attacked, and there's knight d3. So that sounds good. Well, I guess I'm just gonna play for compensation then. Probably some pretty dubious compensation, to be honest, but... I'm not really happy how this game went so far. Probably I'm just worse. And I'm low on time, so... Not that great of prospects here, but... Oh, he goes for d4. I was expecting him to take, but... I guess he's gonna try to go for the attack. But all of that does seem a little bit slow. Because my knight is coming. My knights are jumping like crazy. Wow. Let's take here. Let's take here. Let's go here. Well, now I should be winning. I'm a rook up. As long as I don't flag. Yeah. Also not an easy game. Not an easy game at all. Yeah, I think all of this business was. Yeah, I was just scared that he will go for the attack, and I mean these positions are just quite unpleasant overall, practically. So I decided to wait with castling, and in fact I could have taken here. I wonder what happens. Queen b6. I have knight, rook a3, and now he cannot take because I'm trapping his queen. Okay, that's nice. But he does have many other options, like d5, for example, and it's just completely unclear. Yeah, here I'm basically a clear pawn down. Here I was expecting him to move back the knight, simply that I don't have the option to take here. And yeah. Yeah, e4 was probably the turning point of the game, basically. I was expecting him to take here and something like this, queen d7, and yeah, black is just better. Bishop is very nice. He has a better, arguably the better pawn structure because my pawn c4 is always weak. So, but yeah, once I got d5, I was kind of cruising, I think, and my knights became quite strong. So yeah, happy to to win this game. So Marcus has 5 out of 7, and how many points do I have? I have 5 out of 8, if I'm not incorrect. Yeah, I'm on 5 out of 8, so not addicted to jeans. So Marcus is also on 5 out of 8. Okay. Would be funny if I would play him, but probably not because we have, I guess, somewhat of a similar rating. But yeah, him beating Hans was definitely a highlight. Also, Magnus is on 6 out of 8, which is yeah, probably not very satisfying result for him so far. Yeah, Gary, you're right. I had a chocolate low, now I need more, and then I'm gonna play better. You know, I was actually not eating any sugars basically for the last couple of days. But now, you know, desperate situations need desperate actions, or it goes something along those lines. And Jan beat Andrew Tang, yeah? Jan is cruising, it seems. How many points is he on? Seems like Jan is really doing well. So Sarana is first with 7.5 out of 8. Then we have one Azerbaijani international master with 7.5 out of 8. Ravan Aliyev. Jospem, of course, 7.5 out of 8. Fabi, 7 out of 8. Mateusz Bartel, and many people on 7 out of 8. Bok, one of them. And Jan on 7 out of 8, and Hans as well. Yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Sarana beat Fabi. Really? Gonna check out that game. Hopefully there's enough time. So Sarana beat him with black. So this line they played. Yeah, that's kind of a new try they've been doing. And yeah, I mean, kind of leading to somewhat strange positions. Black has many moves here. Even h6 is one of the top moves. So objectively not that dangerous. Also here, I mean, Sarana is fine. Even better, I guess. Because the knight on a4 is quite badly placed. So Fabi lost this, yeah. Okay, that's surprising. I guess he overpushed. Once black gets e5, it becomes a bit unpleasant. Maybe should keep the knight here so that e5 is not questioned. Yeah, because this is a bit unpleasant already. And he lost the pawn. Okay. A good game by Sarana. I don't know if it's just me but for some reason they don't show the games anymore. I think maybe all of the games are already finished. That's of course another possibility. And apparently there is a small break after this round. That means I have more time for a couple of chocolates. Or maybe I don't. All right, let's try this. Never played it. Yeah, I mean, nowadays I guess you can play h4 everywhere. So I'm not even surprised anymore at this point. But if he's gonna follow it up by short castle, which I guess he's gonna do, then it doesn't really make that much sense. So it will be more of a weakness. but maybe he has other plans. Guess he's gonna go a4. I'm just making kind of some waiting moves, and when he's... I mean, even I could just castle, right? Yeah, but now I'm gonna castle for sure. Gonna go Queen B7. Is he gonna see it? Because he wants to take on G6, but I have Bishop D5. Small trap. So Queen C2. We could go B5. I think I'm gonna go here first. Maybe I should have taken the other rook. Yeah, he's gonna get my bishop. Not sure why I allowed any of this, because I might be a bit worse now. Also, E5 is an idea. And he plays E5. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna give the exchange. Because I cannot really come up with anything better. So we're just gonna play with an exchange down now, I guess. Yeah, I mean, also this game I'm not really performing that well. I have to say it how it is. Let's go B5. And I'm of course probably just lost here. I mean, I do have some chances to fight, but it's an exchange after all. He still needs to convert it though. Ah, so he goes for this. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. not gonna allow his rook to the d file. What a draw. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. Well, I have, but a long time, yeah. Well, I guess I'm lucky to even hold that game. I mean, even here, I was thinking like this might not be such an easy draw for white. Like, I do have these pawns, yeah. Maybe I should have gone for this. I just thought I'm just winning the queen, but I didn't see that he has perpetual with a couple of seconds on the clock. But I played so badly in the middle game. I mean, maybe I should just push for e5 instead, like castle rook e8 e5. It's also very sensible. Of course, this h4 move is not great for white, but yeah. Yeah, I completely misjudged this for some reason, and then it just went wrong. Knight h5, he says, but yeah, I'm struggling to understand cd. And knight, okay. And then knight g4, that's a nice idea. And if he takes like this, the same, huh? That's actually a very cool idea, to get the bishop pair like this. I think I've really never seen before. Like to go knight h5 and then to bring the other knight to g4. I think that's very instructive. Pretty cool. And here it really started to go wrong. Also queen c7, very bad move. Like if I want to give the exchange, I should do it like this. And now at least I can push d5 right away. Because my queen on c7 was just extremely misplaced. Anyway, I had to go back again. All right, next game. Let's see. Let's go g3. Gonna go for the double fianchetto in this game. Yeah, that's actually quite a good system. Which, it's quite annoying to play against that. Honestly, I have to say it. Also, c4 was, I think, not really such a great move. I think I should go queen d3 first. Drinking water is perfect for viewers with food addictions. Well, I am drinking water at least. I am eating chocolate, but I am drinking water as well. Alright, let's go d5. Bishop on b7 is quite bad, but he does have some active play. So I think this is his idea. Should I go a4? I don't know. Somehow this seems logical. I don't know what he's planning to do there. Alright, I am gonna try to kick this guy out with a5. So Serrana beat Jose. Hans won, and we'll play Serrana probably in this round. Okay. Oh, Hans is very strong in, I mean, in general, but especially in shorter time controls, he's a beast. A machine. I'm not sure yet where this knight is going, but I feel like it's more useful here than on f3 because I have some options. Like even I could think about something like this, maybe in some cases. Yeah, of course, that's the downside. Okay, I'm gonna trade here. And I think he cannot take, because if I take, I have bishop f6. Ah, he has bishop b3. I missed that. Hopefully he doesn't see it. I think I blundered. Knight c4, bishop c4, bishop f6, bishop b3. And I'm just completely lost there. So I don't know if I even have any move after knight c4. Because just playing with the pawn down is also not really something I would enjoy doing. Yeah, and he finds it. Probably he's gonna find queen b5 too. Or this, I guess that's good too. And at least I have this bishop, but yeah. Just completely lost. f5, for example. Or this. Yeah. Not going so well. A4 is just a very bad move. I think it's just making like, because as we saw in the game, this pawn on A5 is probably more of a weakness than anything else. But I mean, this was just the blunder, yeah. This was just the blunder. Otherwise, the position is still fine for me. A computer even says that I'm a bit better. It says bishop e5. I even thought about this. I don't know why I didn't play this. Usually this is a move I would immediately make because the pawn on c5 is just very weak now. Yeah, so what I missed is after knight c4, bishop c4, bishop f6, I thought I'm winning back the piece. But he has bishop b3, and I totally missed that. And yeah, I mean the rest is not really interesting. I think queen d3 is the better move, because now the point is after, if he goes a6, I go c4, and now my queen is better placed here, and he has this a6 move, which is not entirely useful. But yeah, honestly, this line is quite annoying. Maybe this is interesting. I think I looked at this some time ago, but... yeah. Usually black has also good play here with some a5, a4. Yeah. Well. Fabi lost again to Alan Pichot. Okay. Next game. And Jan won again. Jan won again. He's crushing it. Alright, let's start with g3 this game. Hi Felix, I'm a 2000 feet rated player, about 2250 blitz and 2300 bullet. I played Kid Modern for all my so-called career, but I really struggle in semi-close position where I do not have space. Well, if you have a question on like what I could help you with, I would be glad to answer. Would be happy to answer. Yeah, so these positions are, of course, always very much playable, but usually white is a bit better because of the bishop pair. If Alan can beat Fabi, Felix can too. Well, if I would even play him, like I'm so many points behind to even get the chance to play against Fabi. But I would love to have the opportunity someday. So Gary, you're saying you also play a lot of modern, perhaps the late King's Indian. Playing a lot of c6 early and delaying castling, trying to keep some options. Yeah, that's usually what you do in the modern. Not to castle immediately, otherwise you could get into some trouble, like some mating attacks. I shouldn't think so long. I should just play. Easier said than done. one day on a round one. Well, round one, I usually play down because, well, my rating is still somewhat decent, 27. I mean, in this tournament, I'm losing quite a lot of rating, but usually I have like a rating of 2750. So usually I get paired with like 2400 players. Usually I get, if I win the first 2 games, I get quite a strong opponent on round 3. That looks so strange, but if I play rook a1, then he has queen a2, which I didn't want to allow. And also c3 is weakening the b3 square. So I just want to delay pushing any pawns here. Just gonna go back, bishop e1. Try to make some useful moves in the meanwhile. And at some point I might push c3, b4. Yeah, g6 is a good move. Not sure where I'm going, maybe to b3, but otherwise he might play h4 himself. At least this bishop on e1 is doing a nice job because this rook cannot move because the pawn on a5 will always be hanging. That's also one reason why I don't want to push c3 so early. That the pawn on a5 is still vulnerable. So Jan is crushing it, yeah, Gary? Jan is crushing it, it seems. Okay, let's... Wait, now I also could go queen c4. He has rook d4. Okay, let's go here. He might take now and go bishop b4. That would be a little bit... Oh, or he goes here. Okay, I think I should take. ED he could do, but I'm not really afraid of that, I think. Maybe I should be though. Let's go e5. Not sure where this knight will go. I'll take this one, right? Yeah, I think he missed that this pawn is hanging. I know that my position is it must be good, but I just don't see how to follow up. You know what, let's try to win this. It's probably a draw, but I'm just very curious. Well, now it's not a draw for sure. But probably the bishop endgame is a draw. Like, for example, here I thought he could go d3. And I cannot take because of dc, and I'm even losing. So I would have to take, and now it gets extremely complicated. But I guess I'm a bit faster. Also, my bishop is quite active here. But yeah, I mean, this needs some severe analysis to know what's going on here. But yeah, other than that, I'm quite happy with the game. Here, it's always the question if you go to c4 or you go to b3. It's always not easy to answer that. Yeah, the rook here was maybe not great. He can just go b6 at some point. Rook d3 maybe, better. Yeah, bishop b4, as I said, it would be a good move. Yeah, e5 was important. G4, wow. Yeah, I mean, this is a draw, yeah. Queen e4 is better. Or rook c7 now. Yeah, also here d3. I was trying to calculate this rook f7. If d2 bishop b3, okay, I didn't see that at all. Okay, that's very complicated. In fact, this might be winning. The tournament is over. Just noticed it. So this might be winning. King f3 and... Oh, that's kind of like a study, right? King f1 is the only winning move. It seems like king f1 is the only winning move, because I played king f3, and now apparently d3 is a draw. Because now after c3, bishop c5, I'm kind of stuck here. If king e2, there's always bishop f2. And again, I cannot take this pawn because then this guy will drop. So apparently king f1 is the move. And if d3 now, c3, bishop c5, king e1. And apparently I'm much faster. That's pretty cool. So d3 apparently here is a draw, and this, I mean, also hard to evaluate, but it seems like black is holding, having a fortress. Yeah, well, I finished with 6.5, which yeah, is not that great, but yeah, what to do? I'm not really that much in practice. I haven't played that much Blitz online at all, basically. Maybe this is even one of the first online games I've played in 2025. So I'll definitely try to play more online, and also to stream more, because I actually very much enjoy it, and I think this stream overall was very nice. So thank you to all of you who have been watching. Especially to Gary, who has been here from the start until the very end. So shout out to Gary also again. Big thank you for the super. Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And yeah, about the modern or play c5, keeping my king bishop open. I prefer not playing e5 if I can help it. Yeah, I totally agree. If you play e5 like in the King's Indian, your bishop on g7 is often quite a passive piece. But if you play c5 kind of like in a dragon style, it often becomes very, very powerful. How could I prove my opening without learning so much theory? I'm about 2000. With black, I struggle to play stuff that is not sharp, like e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop f5. Should I find how to improve? Well, I mean, there are many courses online. I guess you can find a lot of training material on YouTube and for free even, and a lot of courses and books as well. So lots of stuff online to improve. Just my 22 to 2300 advice. I'm sure Felix's better ideas I used to practice a lot against Grandmaster Nataf in the old days. No, I'm sure you have good advice. Like, if you're around 2300, that's already a very good rating. So I have to be very cautious with what I'm saying, because I know that there's at least one strong player in the chat, which is Gary. So Marcus got me with 7 points. Well, I thought it's gonna be much worse because I made 6.5, which I think is quite a poor result overall. So I'm actually surprised that he didn't make more points, since he was there from the start basically. And I mean, he was on the top from the start, like beating Niemann, and but yeah. So thank you again, Gary. I'm glad you enjoy watching the content and my commentary. So again, thank you all for watching the stream. I really had a great time. Yeah, I played Thomas Bauer. Hi, Arthur. You just joining in, it seems, already quite late. I played against Thomas, yeah. I also played against Benedikt Huber, who you might know, who is also, I think, still playing for our club, which unfortunately I lost that game. I played quite poorly, and overall didn't manage to beat against a high-rated opponent in this tournament, which is not that great, but I just need to get more practice in online chess. I think that's overall the main thing. And we'll try to stream more Title Tuesdays, also some League Chess arenas for sure. And again, thank you very much to all of you for watching the stream, for being so engaging in the comment section, and I hope to see you in the following videos or in the following